Title: Among the Trees, I discovered graves by an abandoned house. And I realized whose they were. Have you ever wandered through the woods at night, with nothing but the moonlight guiding your path? It's a thrilling experience, isn't it? The rustling leaves, the eerie silence, and the feeling that you're not alone. But what if I told you that there's something more sinister lurking among the trees? Something that will make you shiver in fear and pray for the morning light. It was a dark and moonlit night when I found myself wandering through a dense forest. The trees towered above me, casting long, creepy shadows that seemed to dance with every gust of wind. As I ventured deeper into the woods, a sense of foreboding washed over me, but my curiosity got the better of me, and I pressed on. After what felt like hours of walking, I stumbled upon an old, dilapidated house. It was a sight straight out of a horror movie, windows shattered, paint peeling off, and an overwhelming sense of abandonment. But that wasn't what sent shivers down my spine. No, it was what I discovered next that truly terrified me. Amongst the overgrown weeds and tangled vines, I noticed a series of small mounds. Curiosity turned to unease as I realized what they were: graves. Yes, there, in the middle of nowhere, lay the resting place of souls long gone. But whose graves were they? And why were they hidden away in this desolate place? The moon peeked through the canopy of trees, casting an eerie glow on the graves. I approached cautiously, my heart pounding in my chest. Each step I took seemed to echo through the silent night, as if the forest itself was holding its breath. As I reached the first grave, I noticed a weathered tombstone. The name was almost illegible, worn away by time and the elements. But what caught my attention was the date. It was centuries old. How could that be? Who could have been buried here for such a long time? My mind raced with questions, but there were no answers in sight. I moved on to the next grave, hoping it would shed some light on the mystery. The tombstone revealed a different name, but the date was just as ancient. It seemed as if time itself had stood still in this forgotten corner of the world. The further I explored, the more graves I discovered. Each one had a unique name, but they all shared one haunting similarity: they were all dated centuries ago. It was as if the forest had become a graveyard frozen in time. A chill swept through the air, causing goosebumps to rise on my arms. I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, as if the spirits of the deceased were observing my every move. The forest seemed to come alive with whispers and distant cries, sending shivers down my spine. My mind raced to find an explanation. Had these graves been here all along, hidden from the world? Or was there something more sinister at play? I couldn't escape the feeling that I had stumbled upon a secret, one that should have remained buried with the dead. As I made my way back to the abandoned house, a sudden realization struck me like a bolt of lightning. The graves, the ancient dates, the eerie atmosphere, it all made sense. These were the final resting places of the forgotten, the victims of a long-forgotten tragedy that had been swallowed by time. The abandoned house, once a place of solace and warmth, had become a prison for lost souls. The trees, tall and imposing, stood as silent witnesses to the sorrow that had unfolded in their midst. It was a tragedy that had been buried by history, hidden away in the depths of the forest, but now, it had found me. I couldn't help but wonder how many more secrets lay hidden in the woods, waiting to be unearthed. The night air grew colder as I hurried away from the graves and the abandoned house, my heart pounding in my chest. The moonlight faded, and darkness enveloped the forest, leaving me with an indescribable sense of dread. So, dear reader, if you ever find yourself among the trees, beware of the graves that lie hidden in the shadows. For within their cold embrace, you may discover a horror that will haunt your dreams and make you fear the night. And remember, some secrets are best left buried, for the past can be a restless specter that never truly rests in peace.